Scarves are a hot trend for the fall. Today I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can tie one on your head. I have a number of different types of scarves on this table. Some that are really light and fluffy, to others that are really long, and they're in different shapes. So I even have sort of something that's more square, which you're going to need for one look. But for this first look, what I'm going to use is a long scarf like this one. I'm going to take it, I'm going to put it directly onto my head. And I'm going to make sure that I like how the front looks first. So if I want to have some of these pieces get tucked under, I'm going to do that first. And then I'm going to tie it along the back carefully, and then pulling it up along to the top again. So depending on your face shape, for me, I'm just going to knot and then tie it off. This is where you're going to adjust your scarf. So if you want something that's going to kind of elongate your face, you're going to keep the knot along the top. If, say, you have some features that aren't perfectly symmetrical, you can just shift your scarf to the side, and all of a sudden it's going to balance your features. The other thing I can do is, with my short hair, I find that it puffs out too much, so I'm just going to tuck it in along the sides. And lastly is your ears. If you want to expose them a little bit, you can, or you can completely cover them. I typically like to expose my ear a little bit, otherwise I have a hard time hearing. And that's it, that's your look 1. For look 2, I'm going to be using the same scarf. However, this time I'm going to start with the scarf behind me. With it behind me, I'm going to gather everything up at the top and I'm going to knot it. Now, don't knot your scarf too tight, because you can always adjust it afterwards. So once I've got it knotted at the top of my head, I'm going to take one end and I'm just going to start to roll it towards the top of the scarf. Once I get to the top, I'm going to find the edge of the scarf and I'm going to tuck it under. And then I'll do the same thing on the opposite side. So just taking that scarf and tucking it under. Once you have both pieces tucked, then you can adjust it in the mirror. So for this look, I like to have a little bit more of my hair under the scarf, because I find that the scarf already gives a lot of shape to the head. And this one has a bit more of a 40s look. For the third look, I'm going to cover my hair completely. For this one, I need a different scarf, something that is square. So this is a vintage YSL scarf that I'm going to use, and I really like the print on it. So because I have short hair, I need to fake that I actually have hair on my head. So I'm going to use a hair donut with some pins, but if you don't have this donut at home, what you can do is use a sock and just roll it up into a donut shape. So there are alternatives. So you would roll it up into something like that, and you would place it here. Instead, I'm going to use my hair donut. So where I want my hair to be is going to be right at the top. So I'm going to first start by just placing my hair donut in. And then I like to use these really long bobby pins just to hold in place. This part isn't necessarily necessary, but it will make it easier. Where I place the donut is important, because that's basically where the style is going to be. So I could move this donut to various places on my head, and that's where you're gonna see the end style. I'm gonna pull everything over my head and gather everything up to the top. As soon as I have it at the top, I'm gonna begin to twist. Now, I don't like to twist too tightly, because again, if I want to have a little bit more movement, especially through the top, you want to make sure that it's not too tight. I'm going to flip it over once, over the knot. What this will do is it's going to actually show the twisted effect at the front. Now once I've got that covered, I'm going to pull everything at the back and I'm going to twist tightly. Now you have to twist tightly here. If you don't, you're going to find that your scarf is going to probably fall off of your head. So then with the ends, you're gonna take that and you're gonna hopefully make it all the way around, and you're gonna twist it right underneath to hold it in place. For finishing, I'm gonna pull out my ear and make sure that all of the edges of my hair get tucked under my turban. And I really only wanna have, for this look, the very bottom of my earlobe exposed. Now, because my hair is short, I won't have any hair that comes out through the bottom. But if you have long hair, you could also take the other half of your hair and wear it in loose waves towards the bottom. And there you go, a third look for how to wear a scarf on your head. This is also excellent if you're having a bad hair day and you gotta get out the door really fast and you don't feel like styling your hair.